Welcome students in the another session of mathematics. Today I am going to teach you square root of numbers in decimal form. Whenever we are looking for the square root of the decimal numbers, first thing that we are going to do, we are going to make sure the decimal places should be even. That means after decimal we should have 2 places, 4 places, 6 places and so on. If you have odd places, that means if you have only 1 place after decimal or 3 place after decimal or 5 place after decimal, then you can affix a 0. Okay. Then another thing that we need to remember, if the square root is required correct up to 2 places of decimal, then we will find it up to 3 places of decimal and then round it off up to 2 places. So if you are looking the decimal value or the square root up to 2 places, so we'll calculate up to 3 places and then we'll round off. Or if you are looking the square up to 3 places, then we'll calculate up to 4 places and then we round it out up to 3 places. So we start with exercise 3D. When we'll do the questions, that will give us better understanding. Exercise 3D, we start with question number 1. What they are saying, find the square root of, see we are given with the decimal numbers. So I am doing the third bit for you of question number 1 and the sixth bit. How to find out the square root of the decimal number. Question number 1, it is third part. The number given is 156.25. Student, remember after decimal we should have even places. Here we find after decimal we have 2 digits, so that is even, so no need to affix a 0 here. Then we make the periods. So again we always make the periods from the right hand side. So this is the first period, this is second period and 1 is alone. Now think of any square, such a square number which is equal to 1, that is 1. So 1 I am writing here, 1 ones is 1. Okay. Then we proceed further. We subtract it, what we got? 0. Then we copy down the next period, that becomes your new dividend. And then we add this 1 here, and that becomes 2. Now in front of 2 we have to affix any such number and we have to multiply with that number only, so we reach either to 56 or just near to the 56. If I add 1 here, that will become 21. 21 into 1 will give you 21. That is very far away from 56. Then I affix 2 here, that will become 2. 22 into 2 will give you 44. Again it's close to 56. Then I affix 23. 23 into 3 if you do, it becomes 69. That gets greater than 56. So I affix 2 here and we multiply 2 with that. So what you get? 22 2s is 44. Again we subtract. What is we are left with? 12. Okay, now we have to copy down the next period. Before we copy down the next period, we have a decimal. So we put a decimal above, then only we can copy down the next period. So I copy down the next period. So this way we got the new dividend, that is 1225. Now to get a new divisor, what we do, we add this 2 here. So what it becomes? It becomes 44. Now we have to affix a number in front of 44 and we have to multiply the same number with that number, so we reach near to 1225, or we reach exactly to that number. So if we fx, sorry, it is 2. If we fx 5 over here, so what you will get, you write 245 into 5 will give you 1225. So it is getting cancelled exactly. Okay children, this way we have completed the decimal square root of a decimal number. Then I proceed with another part of the same question. I do question number 6 part for you. The number given is 18.1476. Firstly, we check, do we have even places after decimal? Yes, we have. So no need to worry. Then we start making the periods from the right side. So this is the first period, second period, and the third period. Okay. Now we start with the 18 firstly. Now think of any such number whose square is closest to 18. So that is 4. 4 square is 16. And if we do the 5 square, it will become 25, which gets greater than 25. So we start with the 4 square. 4 fours is 16. Now we subtract. 18 minus 16 will give you 2. Now we have to copy the next period. Before we copy the next period, we have a decimal place. So we put the decimal in the quotient. And then we copy down the next period. So it becomes 214. So new dividend is 214. For a new divisor, we add 4 to it. That becomes 8. Now think of any number that should be affixed in front of 8. So we reach near to 214. See, I check with 2. If I put in front of 8, 2 is there, then we multiply it with 2. So that gives you 2 2s are 4, 8 2 is 16. That becomes 164. Or you can affix 3 and see with 3. 3 3s is 9. 8 3s is 24. So if we affix 2, it is 164. If we affix 3, it is 249. And we have 214. So we can affix 2 over here. So I write 2 here and 2 here also. So what I got? We got 164. Now we subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. 21 minus 16 will give you 5. Now we copy down the next period, that is 76. Now the new dividend is 5076. Now we find out the new divisor. So we multiply 2. So we add 2 over here. It becomes 84. Now we have to affix any one such number in front of 84. So we reach either to 5076 or close to 5076. So if you multiply and check, if you put 6 over here, 846 into 6 will give you 5076. Okay. And we subtract. This way we complete the square root of the number. Okay children. So this way I completed 2 subparts of question number 1. Hope you can do the rest all the parts of question number 1. Then I proceed with question number 2. Question number 2, they are saying evaluate square root of 2 up to 2 decimal places. The moment they said we are looking up to 2 decimal places, so we'll find the value up to 3 decimal place and we'll round off up to 2. Question number 2 we start with now. Square root of 2. See student, we are supposed to find the square root of 2 up to 2 decimal places. So we are looking for the 3 decimal places. For that what we do, after 2 we'll put a decimal and we will write 3 periods this way. Okay. See, if you are looking up to 2 places, you'll write 3 set of zeros. If you are looking up to 4 places, so you'll write 5 set of zeros and so on. Okay, one additional should be written because when we are looking for the 2 places, we need to calculate up to 3 places. So now think it of any square number which is close to 2. So we know very well it is 1. 1 is 1 and 2 2s is 4, which is greater than 2. So we start with 1. 1 1 is 1. We copy down and we subtract. So what we got after subtraction? 1. Now we have decimal place. So before we copy the next period, we'll put a decimal in the question and we'll copy down the next set of 0. Okay. Now this is our new dividend. Now we look for the new divisor. For the new divisor, we add this one of the quotient here. That becomes 2. Now write any number in front of 2 and multiply it with the same number so that either you reach 200 or close to 100. So if I write 5 here, 25 5s is 125. That's greater than 100. So I write 4. The moment you write 4 becomes 24. 24 into 4 is 96. Now subtract it. 100 minus 96 will give you 4. Now you have to copy down the next pair of the zeros. So your new dividend is now 400. For getting the new divisor, you add 4 that you wrote in the quotient and it will become now 28. Now you have to place or affix any one such number in front of 28 so that you reach close to 400. See student, if you write 2, here I am writing, if you write 2 in front of 28, so what it will become? 2 2s is 4, 8 2 is 16, 2 2s are 4 and 5. It will become 564. So we cannot affix 2. So what is left with now? 1. We can affix 1. So I affix 1 in front of 28 and I write 1 in the quotient. 28 ones is 281 ones is 281. So I write 281. Now we subtract it. After subtracting, what you will get? 10 minus 1 will give you 9. 9 minus 8 will give you 9. 9 minus 8 will give you 1. And 3 minus 2 will give you 1. We got 119. Now again we copy down the next period. So our new dividend is 11,900. To get the new divisor, we add 1 here. And what we get? 282. Now we have to affix any one number in front of 282. So we reach closest to 11,900. If you affix 4, so you'll reach closest to it. So I write 4 here. And after affixing 4, what you will get? You'll get 11,288. This you have to multiply and check it. Now you subtract it. 10 minus 8 will give you 2. 9 minus 8 will give you 1. 8 minus 2 will give you 6. As we were looking for the square root up to 2 decimal places, so we have calculated up to 3 places. Now I'll round it off. So how I am going to write? Square root of 2 is equal to what we calculated. It is 1.414 and so on. It's going to continue. So it is, as we are finding the approximate, so I put the symbol of approximate or round off. That becomes, we look at the third place. Third place is 5 or greater than 5? No, it's not, neither 5 nor greater than 5. It's less than 5. So we cannot give 1 here. So it becomes like that only. So it becomes 1.41. Square root of 2 up to 2 decimal places is 1.41. Okay, children. Now I come to question number 3. It is up to 2 decimal place. Hope you can find it. Now we come to question number 4. Evaluate square root of 2.8 correct up to 2 places of decimal. Okay. So let's start with question number 4 now. Square root of 2.8. And how many places we are looking up to? It is up to 2 places. So what we will do, we'll find up to 3 places and then we'll round it off. See, I told you in the first thing regarding the square root of decimals, we should have even places after decimal. So first I affix 0 to make it even, as we were having only one place after decimal. As we have to find up to 2 places, so we'll find up to 3 places. So I write 2 more periods of 0 there. Okay. So this is first period, second period, third period. Okay. And then integral part is 2. Now we start with the square numbers. So which is the square number which is closest to 2? It is 1. 1 ones is 1. Subtracted, 2 minus 1 will give you 1. Before we copy down the next period, decimal is there. So we place this decimal in the quotient and we copy down the next period. Okay, so new dividend is 180, and to get the new divisor we add this 1 here, and what we get? 2. Now we have to affix any one number in front of 2, so we reach closest to 180. See, 25 into 5 will give you 125. That is again far away. So if I affix 6 here, so it becomes 26. 26 into 6 will give you 156. If you affix 7, it will get greater. Now we subtract it. 10 minus 6 will give you 4. 7 minus 5 will give you 2. So we copy down the next period. Now the new dividend is 2400. We get the new divisor. Now this 6 will be added here. So it will become 32. Now we have to affix any one such number in front of 32. So we reach closest to 2400. When you multiply and check, you will come to know if we fix 7. So if I am fixing 7, I am going to write 7 in the quotient also. We reach closest to 2400, that is 2289. This you have to multiply and check. Okay. Now we subtract. 10 minus 9 will give you 1. 9 left here. 9 minus 8 will give you 1. 3 minus 2 will give you 1. Okay. Now again we copy down the next period. And this is our new dividend, that is 11,100. To get the new divisor, we add the 7 here. And what we get? 334. Now we have to affix any one such number in front of 334. So we reach closest to 11,100. You multiply and check. I say it is 3. So I affix 3 here. And I write 3 in the quotient as well. When 3,343 multiplied by 3, you will get 10,029. It is 0. So when you will subtract, 10 minus 9 will give you 1, 9 minus 2 will give you 7, and 0 left here. 1 minus 0 is 1 and the rest. So we were looking for the square value up to the 2 places of decimal. So we have calculated up to 3 places. So no need to continue further. We'll write the answer now. Square root of 2.8 is equal to 1.673. And we have not continued. It is equal to this way. Now square root of 2.8 up to 2 decimal places. Now we round off. We look at the third place. If third place is greater than 5 or equal to 5, we'll give 1 to the second place. As we find, it is 3 which is less than 5. So we cannot give 1 place to it. So its round off value or approximate value is 1.67. Okay, children. Student, it's important to note over here, if we are looking up to 2 decimal places, we'll find up to 3 decimal place, and for that we should have 3 periods after decimal. If we do not have 3 periods after decimal, you have to write the set of zeros to make up to 3 periods of decimal. Then I proceed to the next question. Question number 4 I have done. Then we proceed question number 5. I'll give a clue to you how to solve question number 5. Square root, everybody has understood well how to calculate. Question number 5 I start with. They are saying find the length of each side of a square whose area is equal to the area of rectangle of length 13.6 meter and breadth 3.4 meters. So how we do it? Let's check out here. Question number 5. They are saying area of square is equal to area of rectangle. This is the condition given to us. So you write the expression this way. Now area of a square, what is the formula for the area of a square? That is side square. So side square is equal to area of rectangle is length into breadth. Now side square will become, we know the length. The length given is 13.6 3.6, and the breadth is given in 3.4 meters. See, both are having the same units, so no problem. Now we are looking for the length of each side. We come to know about side square, this is equal, and we are looking for the side. Square is given and we are looking for side. So what we do the square root. Side square root is equal to square root of 13.6 into 3.4. Now square root of side square will be equal to side and square root of this. So firstly we remove the decimal place. I increase zeros in the denominator. 1 decimal, and this is also having 10 in the denominator. Okay. Now if you think it of 36, if you do the prime factorization of 36, you will come to know 36 is 34 into 4 will give you 36. Let's see. 34 into 4. 4 4s is 16. 1 carry out. 3 4s is 12 and 136. So that means in place of 136 what we can write? 34 into 4. Why I checked it out? Because as we are finding the square root and we are having one number here 34, so that means we should have 34 or some number close to 34, or we must have 17 there. So when I checked it out, it was 34 into 4 is 136. So student, here can I write in place of 136 4 into 34, and 134 is already there, and in the denominator we have 10 into 10. Okay, so side is equal to, now we know very well 4 is 2 into 2, and we got the pair of 34 also, 34 into 34, and we got the pair of 10 also in the denominator. So when we find the square root, what will happen? We are having a pair now, so these numbers will come out from the square root sign, and we'll write only one number of it. Out of pair we'll write only one. So pair of 2 will give you 2, pair of 34 will give you 34, and pair of 10 will give you 10. Okay, now 34 into 2 will give you 68 by 10. That become 6.8 meter. That means the side of the square is 6.8 meter. See student, if we want the square root of any number, we can make the pairs of the number, and we can take out the one number out of that give you the square root. Now I proceed with question number 5. I have done. Question number 6, you can do it easily. Okay, if you have difficulty, I'll say it to you. You firstly solve it of your own. If you are finding difficulty, you can send me the message. Then I come to question number 7. They are saying that find the square root of the mixed fractions given over there. So I am doing question number 7, third part for you. For that, firstly we convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction. Let's see how to do. Question number 7. I am doing the third bit for you. And what the question is, 3 whole 942 upon 2209. This is the question given to us. First we'll convert mixed fraction into improper fraction. So you multiply, you will get 7,400 569 upon 2209. So I have converted mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Now we are looking for the square root of this. So I have written the expression that we are finding the square root of 3 whole 942 upon 2209. I converted the mixed fraction into improper fraction. So this is the symbol for square root, that we are finding the square root of 7569 upon 2209. Now how to do these questions? See if they cancel it out. If they have any common factor, then we'll cancel it out. If they do not have any common factor, then we'll find the square root of the numerator and the denominator separately, and then we will divide it. So what does it mean? It means square root of 7569 upon square root of 2209. So what we'll do, we'll find the square root separately. So I find the square root of 7569. Okay. For finding the square root, firstly we make the periods starting from the right side. So this is the first period and this is the second period. Now think of any number whose square is closest to 75. 8 8 is 64. 9 9 is 81, which is greater. So we start with 8 8. 8 8 is 64. Now we subtract. 5 minus 4 will give you 1. 7 minus 6 will give you 1. So we copy down the next period and we get the new dividend, that is 1169. To get the new divisor, we add 8 here, that is of the question, and it becomes 16. Now we have to affix any one such number in front of 16. So either we reach to 1169 or closest to it. When you will multiply and check, if we put 7 here and 7 multiplied to 169 will give you 1169. So it gets completely cancelled. So the square root of 7569 is 87. Then we find the square root of 2209. First thing that we are going to do is making the periods starting from the right side. So we have done. Now think of any square number which is closest to 22. So we know very well 4 4s is 16 and 5 5s is 25, which is getting greater. So we start with 4. 4 4s is 16. What we are left with? 6. We copy down the next period. So our new dividend is 609. And the new divisor, we add this 4 here. So it becomes 8. Now you have to affix any one such number in front of 8. Either you reach to 609 or closest to it. When you will think it of, when you will multiply and check, then you will find you have 7 here. So I write 7 here. 87 into 7 will give you 609. Okay, that is getting completely cancelled. The square root of 2209 is 47. So we came to know that the square root of 7569 is 87, and the square root of 2209 is 47. Okay, you have to show the working of finding the square root by division method in the fair column only. Now as it's an improper fraction, so we convert into mixed fraction. So it goes how many times? So one time, 1 whole 40 upon 47. So this is your answer. Okay children. So you can do the rest part of question number 7 of your own. If you have any difficulty, I am there to help you out. Then I proceed with question number 8. Find the value of. So we are looking for the value of. I am doing second bit for you. I told you whenever we have in numbers in the fraction form, the square root, if you have any common factor, then you can divide. Otherwise, you can proceed with the finding the square root directly. So let's check out question number 8, second part. What it is given? Square root of 1189, not 9, sorry, it is 3, 1183 upon square root of 2023. So can we write it this way? 1183 upon 2023. Can you find, say, any number which divides both the number? That means any such factor they have in common. I find 2 is not common to them. They both are not divisible by 2, nor by 3, 4, 5. So if you find it out, they both are divisible by 7. So I divide it by 7 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. When you divide 1183 by 7, you will get 169. And when you divide 2023 by 7, you will get 289. And we are finding the square root of it. Square root of 1 is 69. I already asked you to learn the squares up to 30. So if you memorize, then it becomes easy for you. If I find square root of 169 is 13. 13 square is 169. And 289 is a square of 17. So answer is 17 by 13. As it is a proper fraction, so this is your answer. Okay, that means if they have any common factor, firstly we divide it, so that makes our calculation easier. Okay children, so this way I discuss up to question number 8. So today's assignment will be, as question number 1 has parts, even 7 and 8 has 2 parts. So today assignment will be completion of exercise 3D from question number 1 to question number 8. That's end of the session. You have any query, you can send me the message. Okay. Thank you children. Take care and keep studying.